What is up, Ludi Bros Army? It's your boy Big Bro Lamar Ludi, sitting down to go over a deck profile for a sealed event that I took part in this weekend over at Hidden Fortress in Simi Valley, California. But before we get into this deck profile, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on. I'm going to try to bring more Star Wars Unlimited content to you guys. I've been having a lot of fun playing this game, and I think that you guys might enjoy seeing some of the stuff that I've been able to put together. So I went ahead and I took part in a sealed event this weekend. I got my 6 packs and I built a deck, and I was able to pilot it to a first place finish, 3-0. I was running Chewbacca with the Command Center base. So Chewie's ability in sealed, I think, is really good. You're able to play out units and you give them sentinel, so it can give you built-in protection whenever you need it. And I had to put together a deck. I went 32 cards. The minimum is 30 cards you can run in sealed. So I went with 32 cards. Now this, I wanted to run something because I was able to pull the Boba Fett hyperspace. So I was hoping to run a villainy and cunning deck, but I didn't have enough support. So I really enjoy running sealed tournaments because it just kind of evens out the playing field, and everybody's having to kind of build off of the fly and come up with some strategies that they hope will work for them. And luckily for me, I was able to do just that. So I was running Chewbacca. He comes out on 7 resources. He has Sentinel and Grit on his fully awakened side, and then with a 30 health base for the command center. So starting things off, Vanguard Infantry. I had 1 copy of this. This is very useful with the leader's ability to play something out and give it Sentinel. So you can play out the Vanguard Infantry. He has Sentinel for that phase. And then when he's defeated, you'll give an experience token to a unit. So that was just a little something to run there. I was running 2-1B Surgical Droid. On attack, he's going to heal damage from another unit. That didn't really come up, but this next card did come up, Colonel Yularen. When you play a command unit, including this one, I think a lot of people forget about that. When he plays himself out, he's going to be able to heal 1 damage from your base. And I think there was one game where I healed maybe 3 damage with him being on board, playing out some more green units. Rebel Pathfinder. With that Saboteur, this card's very sneaky. When this unit attacks, you're going to ignore Sentinel and defeat the defender's shields. That's really handy, especially in something like this where your opponent might play something out and they're thinking that they're going to be able to defend themselves with Sentinel, or they'll have the shield on their unit, and then you're able to just get around that. You can defeat the shield and still deal the damage that you need to do. I had 1 Battlefield Marine, which he's just that generic 3/3 good stats, and playing him out with all these cards that I'm showing you right now were targets for Chewbacca Sentinel. So, and another play that I really liked doing in this deck was playing the Fleet Lieutenant off of Chewbacca's effect. Then he becomes a 3/3 Sentinel that's allowing another unit to attack. That's really handy. So something that came up in 2 of my games, which my matchups were, my first matchup was against Krennic, my second matchup was against Boba Fett, and then my third matchup was against another Chewbacca player. But you played Fleet Lieutenant out with Chewbacca, and then I'd have a space unit that I was able to swing into. Sometimes I would be healing my base, other times I would be attacking with the Sentinel unit in space and just getting in a little bit extra damage to kind of try and push through. The Cloud City Wing Guard, I pulled a foil copy of this. He has Sentinel already, so you can essentially get 2 Sentinels if you use, if you have the resources for it, and you use Chewbacca's ability, and then the Cloud City Wing Guard. He comes out with Sentinel, and then you can play another card with Chewbacca's ability that's going to have Sentinel, and you can play that into your space. Really protective deck. I had 2 copies of the Wilderness Fighter. This guy's also great with Chewie because he's going to come in. He comes into play shielded, so he's going to come in with a shield, as well as if you're using Chewie's effect, he's going to gain Sentinel. I had quite a few troopers in my build, so some generic cards. I ran 2 of the Volunteer Soldier. This card has Raid 1. He's going to get +1 when he's attacking, and if you control a trooper unit, he's going to cost 1 less to play. In my first game, this actually came up pretty handy. So one thing I love about playing in sealed events is that you're going to play cards that you wouldn't normally play. So it just kind of opens you up to trying some different combinations. And Volunteer Soldier is a good example of that. I had one copy of Yoda. I was hoping to really utilize his ability of restoring and just staying healthy. And so this was all of my units that could be played out with Chewbacca's effect to the ground arena. And then some of my bigger bodies, I only had a few. I ran one copy of the Consular Security Force, one copy of Agent Callus, who he basically was just a big body for trade with his ambush ability. I never got to draw anything off of his when another unique unit is defeated. But he would come in, that my opponents were feeling good with playing out bigger bodies, and then he would just ambush and do 4 damage to them right away and make them a little bit easier to handle. And then my biggest bodies for the ground arena was the Mercenary Company, which this card also has ambush and overwhelm. So anytime they got out something that was really, really big, I was kind of just slamming these guys into them to do some big damage and try to clear them out of the way. Heading over to space, I had one copy of the Alliance X-Wing, one copy of the Distant Patroller. When defeated, you're going to give a shield token to another Vigilance unit. So that's pretty good. I was running 2 copies of Restored Arc 170. I have the regular, and then here's a hyperspace that I pulled. So nice, you can kind of compare there. Just nice and clean, where it's just got the Restore 1, but when this unit attacks, you're going to heal 1 damage from your base. And then the Consortium Star Viper, also a really good target with Chewbacca, playing it out with Sentinel at a 3/3, so it's a little bit of a bigger body. And then while you have the initiative, he's going to gain Restore 2. So I was able to stay pretty healthy in all of my games. And then I was running, for my biggest ships, I had 2 copies of the System Patrol Craft, which already has Sentinel built in, and then 1 Bright Hope, which I actually used his Wind Plate ability to return non-leader ground units to my hand and draw 1. I used that a few times. I played this card out, I think, twice. I bounced back a Wilderness Fighter, and I bounced back a Battlefield Marine, which I was then able to play those guys out later. The Battlefield Marine had 2 damage on him at the time. So when I played Bright Hope, I bounced back the Marine. He became clean, and then I was able to play him out again. I think I used Chewie's effect to play him out again, so he became a 2-drop 3/3 with Sentinel. And I plussed up a card. So now for my events, I have the Medal Ceremony, which this came in clutch in my final game because I was able to get in 3 attacks. I swung with the Bright Hope, I think it was a Restored Arc, and it was a ground unit I swung with, and then I smacked the Medal Ceremony for free. So each one of those units got an experience token, so that was nice. Ran 1 repair, healing 3 damage from unit or base. I pulled a Rebel Assault, which was nice. This one actually helped me close out my middle game against Boba Fett. I was able to swing with, it was Bright Hope, and it was another 2-cost, or 2-attack unit. It might have been the Restored Arc. And then they plussed 1, so that ended up being 6 damage to close out the game. I ran 2 Strike Trues, which this is a nice solid card. A friendly unit's going to just deal damage equal to its power to enemy unit, so you can kind of clean something up. I ran 2 Make an Opening to give a unit -2 for the phase, and then heal 2 damage from your base. So I got the nice hyperspace foil rarity here. You can kind of see that. So that was nice, a nice pull. And then for my last card, which I was trying to make a little combo with Yoda, was the Force is with me. Choose a friendly unit, you're going to give it 2 experience tokens, and then if you control a Force unit, you'll give a shield token to the unit, and then you can attack with this. This card has a lot of power packed in for that 4 cost. So I never saw the combo come up. My opponent did, however, on his, in my final game, my Chewbacca opponent tried to do the same thing. He had Yoda, and he had the Forces with me, and his Yoda got really big. But thanks to the grit that Chewbacca has, I was able to get Chewbacca up to 10. He had 10 damage. My opponent tried to make an opening on him, and then I actually came back with the Forces with me, and I played that onto Chewbacca, which is going to give him back 2 experience tokens. And then as the turn played out, Chewie ended up having 10 attack by the end of it. So Yeah, this was just a quick deck profile for what I ran at my sealed event. I really like sealed events. Like I said, I think that it's a chance to just kind of make everything even for all players, and it gives you a chance to play cards that you wouldn't normally play. You're kind of building things on the fly and seeing if you can make some stuff stick. Um, and the cool thing about it is, just like I said, I mean, I was able to pull this Boba Fett at the seal event, but I wasn't even able to play it. I had to come up with something else, but I was able to pilot this to a nice 3-0 finish. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning into this video. Like I said, I'm planning on bringing more Star Wars content to the channel. I hope you guys like it. If you do, please leave a like, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for watching the video.